Morning, everybody. It's DJ Patrick, Summy, J-Lone and Summy.
Oh, no.
Face ass. Oh, man. So, Eternal Atake. That joint just dropped.
2 years.
2.5, pretty much. So, I probably listened to that shit 2 times through now. The first time I was I'm not gonna lie, the first time I was pretty smacked. And I was listening to that shit through, and I was like, I don't know, like I was really feeling it, but it was also kind of like exhausting to get through, especially the first bit of the songs. Yeah. And then it started picking up when he started hitting the melodies again. Like I don't know, like just rapping Uzi doesn't.
I fuck with the melody Uzi more than I fuck with the.
Yeah, like rapping
rap beats. I was like, bro, nah, I wouldn't download these jumps.
Like they're cool, but I think it was too much of the rapping shit back to back to back to back. It's like, bro, like, if it would have been spaced out better, it would have worked better. I think that's what a lot of people,
that already got me like thrown off. And then once I finally got to the songs I actually fucked with, I was like, damn, bro. It seems like because there was so much of them jumps back to back, it was like miss.
Yeah. And it's like, if it wasn't Uzi, I wouldn't have even made it this far into the album to like give it this definitive of a listen. But overall, because y'all said that shit was mid. A lot of people been saying that is mid. Because at the first listen, even with the first 6 songs, I got my full enjoyment out of it because we were talking about the little transitions and shit. The transitions made it feel like it was almost like you were in like a little cinematic experience or whatever. Like I enjoyed it overall, but yeah, as far as like, especially as far as his projects, this might be at the bottom.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. I hate to, bro, because this was supposed to be an instant classic too. Do you think?
Like he had us wait 2 years, bro. Like
low key,
expectations were like.
Low key, I think this still is gonna be instant classic off the strength of like how many, because it's doing numbers right now. Like he's expected to sell like 325K. Like that's some J. Cole, Eminem numbers. Like that's
Uzi glowed up.
That's God tier numbers.
Yeah.
Like
Toxic told me, he was like, bro, I think Uzi probably like the hottest rapper like out right now.
Low key, I feel like it's between Uzi and Youngboy, maybe.
Like new ones.
Nah, but YoungBoy's not on.
YouTube numbers.
No.
Every video's hitting 100 mil. You probably know it like for a fact.
But
he's
YoungBoy's got that shit on lock at a smaller scale. He's not at Uzi's levels yet. Uzi's level yet. But yeah, YoungBoy runs that shit, but he also runs it off the strength of like how many songs he drops. Like he'll have a music video for every single song, but he knows how to work it. Like he's got people tuned in every single time. Like bro, the memes of YoungBoy's fans just watching that shit standing up like this with their arms folded, that should be funny as fuck. Cause low key, that's probably all a lot of them do. They have like no chairs and shit, just the one fucking mattress that they be doing like football in the basement. But back to this Uzi shit.
I
mean, because y'all, I feel like because P2 hit for me. That was my, because I even went on the main channel and I put the little in the community tab like Uzi did it again. Because off of that P2 brought back so much nostalgia, and it's like. Because I brought that up, too. The fact that he cranked it again, because that just shit could have easily been like, all right, you're trying too hard to, like, rekindle this, like, hit. But it felt like it was, like, the best continuation of that song that it could have been, you know? Like, he hit both times on that same style song. But here was another point that I had about the Eternal Atake that a lot of people aren't considering. Like, everybody's real quick to call the Uzi album mid. But do you know how many times people hacked his shit and leaked his album? Like, there was...
Yeah, I know. I already know. The songs that got leaked, that was supposed to be on the album, got taken off because they got leaked.
Exactly. And it's like, bruh, Do you know how many times there was probably like 2/3 of an unfinished idea that's just out on the internet for people to consume, and then it's just like, well, fuck, these songs could have better enhanced the album and made the shit better, but now I can't use it. Because then watch, he posts the old shit like he intended, and everybody's like, bro, this shit's old, we already heard it. Like it's almost his fault that his shit got leaked. So it's like every single time his shit gets leaked, he has to start fresh.
That's why Cardi, niggas saying, bro, Cardi's not dropping.
Bro, like,
cause y'all, bro, they be leaking Cardi shit wild.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like I could definitely understand that, cause it's like, bro, like I wouldn't be surprised if Eternal Atake is low key 3 different ideas that the album was supposed to be. It just mashed together into one because, like, it's been a 3-year span, but low key, y'all made this wait. So like y'all made Uzi having to make Eternal Atake 100 times harder than it had to be. Like the fact that he was still able to come out on top of it is like, you know, it's doing his dues. But like, imagine how that shit would have been the first time around if he got to do everything that he wanted. You know, that shit would have probably came out a year earlier, and that shit would have been 10 times better. You know?
Yeah, job.
Like, bro, because that was another point that I made. Like in the little draft of the main channel video. It's like, at what point do the leakers and the hackers, like, it's like, are y'all at what point are y'all fans, or y'all just like trying to hurt this artist? Because in the grand scheme of things, you're doing more harm than good. Because a lot of the casual fans aren't gonna hear the leaks. But the leaks are like already too popular that it's low key ruining the experience for like the super fans.
Pissy Pamper, I think Pissy Pamper got leaked. Pissy Pamper, like that shit was like a little mini hit, but off a leak.
Yeah, and it never even got really, because I would be looking for that shit on Apple Music because that shit was actually tough, and I'm like, this shit is nowhere to be found. Like it's impossible to even find this shit on YouTube, like a good version of it, bro. Like
Pissy Pamper became a Twitter moment, bro. That shit was a leak. That shit was everywhere.
At what point is it just like...
Yeah, Cardi pissed at them niggas. Cardi not fuck with them. You like, bro.
Yeah. Like, the people that's leaking shit really got to look at themselves and be like, bro, what are y'all doing this for? Because it
gotta be for money.
That's what I was thinking. Because it was like, I don't respect it, but I respect it if you're making bread off of it. But if you're just doing this off the strength of like, you're thinking that you're blessing people, it's like you're doing more harm than good. Because we're just trying to see, at the end of the day, like, a Uzi fan is just trying to see Uzi succeed to his fullest potential, you know. But it's like you keep giving the fans like these unfinished ideas or concepts that he can't even like fully form. And now it's like, well, fuck, now I gotta start off from scratch because my shit is already out there and people are already, you know, interpreting whatever with it, you know. It's like
it's already like
they're not giving him a chance. They're not giving him the time or chance to really like tap into his shit and create something that's gonna last. Because it's like, because even if somebody made the argument that like Eternal Atake felt rushed, even though he had 3 years, it's like, it wasn't like he was just not doing shit those whole 3 years. And it's not even really like he spent all 3 years on this Eternal Atake because everything kept getting leaked. So it's like, how much of this Eternal Atake is like a new concept that Uzi came up with as opposed to the shit right after Love is Rage 2, you know? It's like, bro, Uzi got a lot of shit for Love is Rage 2 that I never understood either. Like, the diehard fans fucked with it, but a lot of the casual people fucked with it, but a lot of the diehard fans was like, I think because it had Love is Rage in the name. If it would have just been a different, like, because they were comparing it to the first one. And you know how, like, the super diehards is always like, the old shit is better, Yeah. It's kind of weird, though, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying, like, a lot of the diehards are saying, like, you wouldn't appreciate Eternal Atake unless if you were a diehard fan. And it's like, I don't know either, because it's like, I was hip to Uzi during...
I was hip to Uzi the same time I was hip to Yachty.
That's really how it was.
That Uzi, Yachty, Kodak, and 21 Savage year, bro, That shit was. I was hip to all the niggas like when they was coming up my 9th grade year.
And literally the only
They
tape.
literally ran SoundCloud.
Yeah, literally the only Lil Uzi tape that came out before that period was Love Is Rage. Yeah. So it's like I've been there since Lil Uzi versus the World, and it's like I've gone back and listened to Love Is Rage. Obviously, you know, maybe I didn't get to experience that mixtape around the same time period as like the people super early on, you know, before Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. But it's like I'm sitting here and I'm like. It has been a while though since I listened to Uzi, but like it didn't feel like Eternal Atake was like, I don't know. It was kind of disappointing, but I think it was also because the hype was just like.
Yeah, the hype was wild. Like, bro, are y'all dead serious right now? Like y'all slicing this down a little too much.
Yeah, like low key, a lot of this shit I'll never go back to. Like, I think I have to wait for, like, people on Twitter to point out, like, what the toughest songs are for me to go back to certain ones. Because, like...
I only downloaded 2 off the album.
That way got a lot of shit, too. But that way was one of the best ones, to be honest. One of the best songs. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, he dropped that as a single.
Yeah. That was low-key one of the best songs on there. I'd say that way, P2.
The Jones I fucked with was I'm Sorry and Prices.
I'm Sorry was tough.
Yeah, and Prices. Prices was tough to me.
I feel like Prices was tough. I can't remember how it goes.
Prices was sweet as shit to me.
Yeah. The singing shit was really the strongest part of the tape. But I think it was too much rapping shit at the beginning that really like set everybody off. Yeah. Like he could that was a risky move doing back to back to back, not your strongest. Because Uzi can rap fast, but it's also like a lot of people could replace that version of Uzi as an artist. You know, like a random could do what Uzi was doing with the fast, with the rapping shit. You know.
Me and Pat walk in your crib, take all that shit out your fridge.
I smoke anybody, nigga. Don't give a fuck. You know what, nigga? You act like a little bitch right now. You acting real paranoid and shit. Now these motherfuckers smoked your goddamn cousin in front of you, nigga. Blew his head off in front of your face. You ain't gonna do shit. You acting like a little bitch right now, nigga. We gonna go ahead and smoke all these motherfuckers. I don't care who the fuck out there. God damn it.